My name is Sean James Harrington, and I'm a sculptor. I live in Greene, Rhode Island, very close to where I grew up. I've been teaching now for 26 years and making sculpture for 35 years or so. I became interested in art when I was probably 6 or 7 years old. Just had a real knack and interest in drawing, working with clay. My parents were craftspeople. They did weaving and pottery, so caught the art bug from them. For years I worked in small little studios, but I took a blacksmithing workshop, really enthralled by the whole process. In 2006 I built a modular steel arch building, and that became my studio, where I went out and bought a blacksmith forge. The forge uses coal to heat up metal. The metal is roughly in between 2,000 and 2,500 degrees. And then at that point it becomes very soft, and you use a hammer and an anvil to pound the metal into the forms that you need. I find when the metal is red hot, it's very similar to clay. It's very plastic and easy to form, so I can get more natural forms, and the work, although being very hard and rigid, will appear more natural and organic. The forge really is a remarkable tool and helps me make steel seem more fluid and more natural versus its rigid, harsh kind of quality. The plasma torch is another amazing tool. Whereas most metal is heated up to around 2,000 degrees, the plasma torch is a superheated gas. It's a lot like a lightning bolt, and it reaches temperatures of between 20 and 30,000 degrees. It just makes the metal just disappear when you cut through it. It really makes cutting the steel very easy. I use my MIG welder to weld pieces of metal together, obviously, but it also is a great tool for texture as well. I've heard it described as a sort of a cake decorator, where you just lay down little bits of material on top of the surface of the metal, and again, it creates a very natural kind of feel, and it gets away from that harsh, kind of smooth, flat metal that you see in its raw stage. My work has been displayed in many galleries in the Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island area. I tend to create pieces that catch people's eyes, try to make things that are unique and different, and some of them more whimsical and playful, animals, and they would actually be working grills. Also love to put my work in my own yard. I think sculpture enhances the natural setting of rural Greene, Rhode Island here. Some of the sculptures that are in the yard are based on mythology and creatures and unknown, ambiguous kind of forms that imply a sense of mystery. I mostly make my work with steel. I do incorporate ceramic into the steel sculptures. I have high-fired stoneware pieces that are added into the pieces. They create a reflective kind of piece. It sort of enhances the steel, where you can see parts of the sculpture reflected, embedded in the steel somehow. I pretty much work in my shop almost every day. Sometimes I'll just go in there and do some sketching and thinking. Other times I'll be starting to forge and hammering away. My studio is my fortress of solitude. It is a great place for me to go and think, let loose, and express thoughts and ideas. My sculptures are inspired by nature, little science, little myth. I try to express the fear and wonder of the unknown. Time and space just seem to go on forever, and it's fascinating to think about the universe and all the stars and galaxies that are out there. It just kind of boggles your mind. And so my work tries to comprehend the vastness of space, the wonders of the universe.